Today's video, it's all about using my digital multimeter. In my previous video, a lot of people complained that I didn't know how to use a digital multimeter. Well, this video is going to show exactly how I do use it, and it is in the correct way. So there's the meter itself, and there's the strip board, or whatever you call them. There will go and measure AC and the frequency. So we've got a close-up of my multimeter, and if I want to measure hertz, there are three different ways. I can do it through the AC function, the DC function, or the hertz button. And now I'll do an actual measurement. This is how I did it in the last video, the induction furnace. I had it over to AC, and you can see the AC and you can see volts. Now watch what happens. Here is the hertz duty button. I'll press it once, and there you'll see hertz, and it says just under 50 hertz. And now exactly the same thing will happen if I go across to DC. It's not measuring any voltage. If I press it once, there we go, we've got 50 hertz. And this is the way everyone thought I should have used it, but I never bothered with this one. Is you go across to here. Yep, there's 50 hertz again. And this is how you use my multimeter to measure frequency. Well, for all those viewers who are going to start collecting inverter microwave ovens, I went and visited my local recycling centre, and look what I found. There is Sharp Carousel microwave. And the important part, Inverter Microwave. So it turns out that other manufacturers have gone on board and are making inverter microwaves. So it narrows down the field, you get better chance to find one. Here is a look inside, and this is the inverter here. Don't know about you, but I couldn't wait to get the cover off and have a look inside and see. So this transformer is very different from the Panasonic, and also what you can't see so clear is there's only got one power transistor, and that's all, and there's the bridge rectifier. But the most important thing, there is that high voltage line. I've got to disconnect that before I can check the frequency on it. This is the same test I did with the Panasonic Inverter Microwave, but this is the Sharp Microwave. It's an inverter. Now what I've got to show you is always put it on the primary side, because there's 240 volts flowing through that winding. Never ever put this kind of plastic insulated wire on the secondary, because you've got 2000 volts. It's just too dangerous. So now we'll switch on the multimeter and we'll put it onto volts like I did last time, but this time I'll press that all important hertz button, and you'll see a little hertz symbol just there. And what you'll see when it gets up to the right frequency, it'll have a K just up in here, which means it's thousands. So I'll press the start button, and there we go, we've got 33 kilohertz. You see the little K just there? Now we know the frequency of this inverter. Just out of curiosity, I thought I'd do another test. This meter is not a true RMS meter, so with that high frequency it won't give an accurate reading of the AC. But what I'll do, I'll switch it on, then you'll see AC there, and I'll switch it on and we'll see what the reading is. So it shows 2.6 volts. Okay, so what I've done, I've put a little Christmas tree light. They're supposed to run at about 4 or 5 volts. If you put 6 volts or more than 6 volts, they'll blow. So we'll switch on the power and we'll see if it'll blow or it'll glow very dimly. Well, that didn't last long. That last reading was 2.6 volts, so that's obviously a lot higher than what the meter's showing, because it blew that globe. One last thing, after I visited the recycling centre and got this Sharp Inverter Microwave, I decided to go to my local electrical retailer and have a look at the microwave ovens in the shop. And what a surprise did I get. It turns out that LG make microwave ovens, but now they make inverter microwave ovens. So you'll see that in the next clip.